Hello everyone and welcome to another LEGO Star Wars review. Today we're going to take a look at some more LEGO sets from the 2015 product range, and in today's review we're going to take a look at this vehicle. This is set number 75081, the T-16 Skyhopper, which we very briefly see in toy form in Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope. You may remember the scene when Luke Skywalker is waiting for C-3PO to take his oil bath in the Lars Homestead garage. We see Luke Skywalker flying this thing around as a little toy. So, if you want to recreate that scene and you guys want to play Luke Skywalker, then by all means, fly this thing into action. Very cool vehicle. And this particular set holds, I'll say, a very special place in my heart, because for as long as I can remember, the T-16 Skyhopper has been one of my favourite vehicles from Star Wars. It was one of the first Hasbro, or Kenner at the time, vehicles that I actually picked up. And there was always something about the design of this particular vehicle that really struck me, and for since an early age I've been a huge fan of it, and it's definitely really cool to see in the LEGO product range. So this particular set does retail for $24.99, and it consists of 247 pieces, so a really nice substantial build. The price per brick ratio is near enough, and again the finished product is just absolutely stunning. Really nice, faithful even representation of the vehicle that we see in the movie, and obviously we briefly see this at the end of Return of the Jedi as well, so I'll get onto that in just a little bit. Now, before we take a look at this set in further detail, as always I'd like to give a huge thanks and a shout out to the guys over at Norton & Co and the LEGO Group, who were kind enough to supply this set for a review, and again, thanks to those guys, I'll be bringing you some fantastic LEGO Star Wars reviews over the course of the next year. So this is the packaging that we get for the T-16 Skyhopper. As you can see, some fantastic artwork on the front of the box, accompanied by an image of the minifigures included, and I've got to say, these are very cool minifigures indeed. We get the Skyhopper Pilot and a brand new Tusken Raider, as well as a bit of fluff attached to the front of the box. So yeah, awesome figures, awesome vehicle, and again, it just really gets top marks from me. On the reverse side of the box we get a rundown of some of the features that the vehicle has, and again, as you can see, some very cool artwork of those two minifigures. Now, as I said, this vehicle can be seen during the end of Return of the Jedi, at least the special edition release of Return of the Jedi. You may remember the scene after the Ewok celebration, or during the Ewok celebration. We see various planets throughout the galaxy celebrating the fall of the Empire. And when we cut to Tatooine, you can see the T-16 just flying over the streets of Mos Eisley. So while it doesn't appear in the original trilogy, it can be seen in the special editions. So enough talk about that, and enough talk about the box. Let's take a look at what we get inside, and as usual we'll kick things off with the minifigures. Now, first up we do of course have the Skyhopper Pilot, which is a brand new figure and a very cool one at that. As you can see, he does utilise the Rebel Pilot helmet, which has been painted up in the Skyhopper Pilot deco. Now, I don't recall ever seeing a Skyhopper Pilot in any of the movies, so for all I know this could be incredibly inaccurate, but regardless of how good it looks, or how accurate it looks should I say, this figure looks absolutely fantastic. The printed detail, as always, is really cool. As you can see, you've got some awesome decals on the helmet and on the body. Now, in terms of accessories, we do get a blaster pistol with this guy. Again, some awesome printing on the torso. We've also got some fantastic head printing as well. Now, as you can see, if we flip the helmet around, on one side we have the visored look with a very stern and concentrated facial expression, and on the other side we've got the more hotshot pilot kind of expression. So very cool in that respect. Really nice figure. And again, you'll see some of that printing does continue around the back of the figure. So definitely a worthy addition to the collection, and he looks fantastic behind the controls of the T-16. Now, obviously, aside from womp rats, we're going to need something else to fire our T-16 blasters at, and in this particular set, it comes in the form of this guy, the Tusken Raider, or Sand People. Now, this again is a brand new figure, and I've got to say, he looks really nice. That head sculpt is certain to give Hasbro a run for their money. As you can see, it's a brand new sculpted piece rather than just being a regular Lego head painted in the Tusken Raider style. So you've got all those sculpted bandages, the breathing apparatus on the front and the pins in the head. As you can see further down the figure, we have some stunning prints featuring that weapons bandolier and all the shreds and tears in the robes. Also included with this guy is a gaffi stick, which as you can see is composed of various elements of Lego. Really cool design. And as my girlfriend pointed out not so long ago, it actually looks like a hairdryer. So kind of cool. As you can see though, the rest of the figure is very cool indeed. And that torso printing does continue around the back of the figure. Now, again, as I said, we do need something aside from Womp Rats to fire at during our run through Beggars Canyon with the T-16 Skyhopper. Now, not only do we get a sand person to fire our blaster cannons at, but also included in this set is in fact a Womp Rat. Now, I don't have a clue what Womp Rats are supposed to look like, but in this instance, Lego have just given us a regular Lego rat, which I'm not entirely sure why you'd want a Lego rat in your collection, but hey, there we go, we've got one. So yeah, if you want to fire at something other than a Tusken Raider, then you can indeed fire your blaster cannons at a Womp Rat. So it's going to be just like Beggars Canyon back home with this particular set. So those are the minifigures included. Once again, the very cool Womp Rat, and of course the sand person with hairdryer and T-16 Skyhopper Pilot. It's two very cool figures. Now let's take a look at the vehicle itself. And as I said, since a young age, the T-16 has been one of my favourite vehicles, and this is a very faithful and nicely represented version of the vehicle. Now I've got to say, I absolutely love the design of this one. The way it's been constructed, the way it's been put together, and just the overall design of it is really nice. And again, very accurate to the vehicle that we've all become accustomed to. Now there are a ton of features located within the T-16 Skyhopper, so we'll try our best to run through some of those for you. First and foremost, obviously the T-16 does need a location for the pilot. Now this is located in the centre body of the vehicle, which as you can see we have two panels which just lift up like so, and that gives us access to the cockpit area. Now just at the back there we do have a cargo container, which is essentially just a storage section for the pilot's blaster. And then of course at the front we do have the cockpit area, which is just a regular seating area. But as you can see we do have a stickered piece inside. Just try and zoom in on that and give you a look. Which does feature the control panels. Now, one slight downfall of this particular vehicle is the fact that it is very tricky and very hard to get this particular pilot inside the cockpit. Now, you do have to raise up the arms before you place this guy inside, and it doesn't give you a whole lot of room to play with. There's not a lot of freedom. Oh, mind you, I've managed to get him in quite easy this time around. You know, previous attempts took me quite a while to get him in, but he's finally in there. As you can see, looking very cool at the controls of the T-16. Definitely ready to bullseye some Womp Rats. Okay, I'll just zoom in on that, give you a closer look. Obviously you can then proceed to conceal the pilot inside by closing down these panels, and we also have opening windows just at the front, so we can have the panels closed up but with greater access to the minifigure inside. So very nice indeed. He definitely looks very cool behind the cockpit there. As you can see, we do have some more stickered pieces on this particular vehicle. We've got some decals on the windows. We've also got that creature print there, which I'm not 100% sure what that's supposed to be. It kind of looks like the Peugeot car logo, but I'm pretty sure that's not what it's supposed to be. Again, if anybody cares to let me know what this creature is that's printed on the side of the T-16, then do let me know in the comments section. We also have some technical detail just on the side there, which again is a sticker. And then to continue the red stripe on the top of the vehicle, we have a small red sticker just to place in that centre section there. We also have just down at the bottom of the vehicle on the wingtips some flick-fire missiles, which again are the regular type launchers. You just flick those on the end and they'll fire out. And then on the bottom of the vehicle we have a non-functioning cannon, which obviously is screen accurate to the vehicle. So all in all, this is just a fantastic design. What I really like about this one is the fact that it almost doesn't look like a Lego set. You know, if it wasn't for all the studs throughout this vehicle, you know, you'd be it'd surprise you to find out that this was a Lego set, because the way it's been designed, just the way it's been put together, is really, really good. Definitely accurate to the vehicle, again, that we've all been accustomed to. That cannon is very nicely detailed as well, and just overall, even though it doesn't play a major part in the Star Wars saga, it's a really nicely put together set and a really welcome addition to the collection, mine at least. One other feature that the vehicle has, of course, is the posable wings. So obviously at the moment we have the T-16 in flight mode, but then you can proceed to lift up the wings like so and have this thing in landing mode. Now obviously the cannon on the bottom, there's no landing gear with this one, but the cannon on the bottom of the vehicle does act as a support. You know, it's flat on the bottom, so once you've got this displayed on a surface you can pose it like so. So really, really cool all round. Definitely gets top marks, not just for the vehicle but the minifigure selection as well. Just an overall fantastic vehicle, and again for $24.99 this is a fantastic buy. So as always, links down below in the video description where you can purchase this one for yourself. And yeah, if you're a fan of the original trilogy and you really do want to bullseye some womp rats, then this is the set for you. So that's going to do it for this review on the T-16 Skyhopper. Once again, set number 75081 from the 2015 LEGO Star Wars product range. And again, I'll be back to give you a look at some more LEGO sets very soon. I've got the ATDP from Star Wars Rebels to give you a look at next. So stay tuned for that. And until next time, as always, I want to thank you for watching this review. Keep collecting, and until next time, may the Force be with you.